Priority-wise, what's on top of the list as you head into these, was it 15 opportunities, I guess?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, I think you got to get some of the young guys better. You know, it's the guys that are the redshirt freshmen or the guys that were true freshmen. I know they played a little bit this year, but you got to get them better. You've got to let them see, you know, have reps, see things live. And I think that's the most important thing. I mean, guys like Mo, you know, he probably won't do any live work this spring. You know, how many reps he gets. You know, a lot of his stuff will be individual technique stuff and get better that way. And we'll try to get other guys, you know, reps that they badly need.
Maurice, last year was a little different for the Spiders. How do you flip it around and get it back where it was a few years ago?
I think the biggest thing is to just get out here and just keep competing, just keep pushing everyone to get better, including ourselves and as individuals. I think in the spring, especially for the upperclassmen, it's easy for us to kind of get lax and not really work on our technique and things. But I think as seniors and leaders on the team, that's what we have to do, and not only work on ourselves, but make sure that the underclassmen under us develop, so that, you know, when we move on, they're ready to make the program better in the ways they need to be made.
Maurice, do you guys talk about that in the locker room? Piggybacking off that, do you talk about that? Do you say, hey, last year was short of expectations and this is where we're turning around in these months?
Yeah, I think as a team, we all knew last year is not where we wanted to be, and we could be better and should be better. So in the locker room, even immediately after the season, we talked about how when the spring comes back around, we need to pick it up. We don't need to be waiting until camp to bring the intensity. We need to do it right now, like the first day we get back, even in the weight room. So we all know what we have to do this spring to get back to where we need to be at.
Coach, you have the same requirements for the new faces on your staff, and have you had this much turnover in a while that on the staff from one season to the next?
You know, never five. I think five's probably the most. But I mean, you know, there's been years where 3 guys have changed or 4. You know, for 5, you know, it makes it a little bit different, but it brings in fresh, new ideas, different ways to do things. You know, different ideas, whether it's offensively, defensively, or how you organize practice, those types of things. So, you know, sometimes change is good. And I will, you know, piggyback on Mo a little bit there. It's, you know, our guys have had tremendous energy in the weight room since we've been back, and really proud of them. We hope we carry that into spring practice. You know, we got to have great energy. A commitment to be great, and everybody individually working on their craft to get better. And if everybody gets a little bit better, the football team will be a lot better.
Hey, Russ, can you tell people how Xavier Goodall is and Brissett, how they're doing, both those guys?
Xavier is doing good. He looks good. You know, we had a little bit of individual stuff yesterday, and I actually looked over there, and he was going through some of the play polish with the quarterbacks, and, you know, he's making some cuts. Obviously, he's not full speed cutting, but he looks like he's running straight ahead. I think he feels good. The knee feels really good. So I think he's right on track and to be healthy. Brissett's coming along. He'll be limited. You know, the ankle's not there all the way. You know, what he gets individually, you know, probably not a whole lot of team and skelly stuff, but, you know, I think it's, you know, he's been through the mat drills, he's been in the weight room, but we just got to, you know, we just got to be careful of how much volume we put on him.
Would would Xavier participate in the spring or just watch?
Yeah, just watch.
Can you address your offensive line and all the new guys, and perhaps the importance of the development of those cats as you get through the spring? Because I don't think you have any seniors, and maybe 1 juniors all.
Yeah, I mean we actually got 3. There'll be 3 redshirt juniors in Tim Coleman, who played the whole year. Siam Sedapani played the whole year, and then Taz Sumter, who's played, you don't want to say a lot, but I mean he's taken a lot of snaps, whether it's in camp and spring, and I know he's been dinged up, but we'll be happy to get him back. the two young guys, Joe Moore and Foster Singleton, got a lot of snaps just because they were in it too deep and got to play in games. And then Clayton McConnell, who started a lot of games this year, most of the games at center. So, right now we feel like we got 7 guys that can play and have played and can help us. The problem is if you only have 7, you got to stay healthy. We got to develop some other kids, some other players there. There may be some position changes down the road here too. We're not sure yet. We're going to get through the first 5 practices before spring break and then possibly make some position changes to give us some depth at some places there. But I think we can, if we had to line up tomorrow, if Taz was healthy and we had to line up tomorrow, I think we'd be pretty good up front.
More to come in terms of players between the end of the school year and the start of the next one. Do you have any idea how many yet?
I don't really know. We have some scholarships left, so yes, we are still in the process of looking. I mean, the bottom line is, this college football's almost turned into, free agency, and we've had recruiting weekends almost every weekend since the signing period, and I know everybody throughout the country is doing the same thing. So yes, we will continue to add to our roster, and we'll see how it goes moving forward.
And you're talking about transfers. You're not looking at juniors right now as much as transfers.
Yes.
Guys coming in and looking at the school now, are they juniors or are they guys who may be transferring?
Transfers, yeah.
Quarterback would be among that group?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens there. You can't. I think Joe's talented. I think Reed's a really good player. The freshman Jackson Walker, the guy we signed, is really good. I've been talking to some of the wideouts, and like for example, Charlie Fessler, our new guy because I asked him. I said, how do Reed and Joe stack up? He was extremely. They've been out throwing on their own, and he was extremely impressed by both of them. I think if we hang on to the ball and not, and do things the right way and put it on people, if we don't turn the ball over 27 times, we cut that in half last year. I mean, we win a couple more games for sure, and that's part of the emphasis of spring practice. I mean, and I'll talk to the team in a team meeting today. We have to hang on to the football. We can't turn the ball over.
What Spiders are involved in Pro Day? Or former Spiders, I should say.
Wow. Who we got, Mo? Stephon Jacob, I know for sure. Ruben, Caleb Drake. Yarbrough. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I see him all the time. Gordon Collins, I think, is going to go through it.
I believe Courtrell.
Oh, yeah, Courtrell Simpson. I mean, he'll be back in town for that, yes. Anybody else?
Not that I can think of, no.
Tyler?
Oh, yeah, Tyler Wilkins, yeah.
Anything else?
You can see me and Mo, we're focused on spring
I
practice.
understand.
Anything else?
He'll have his shot at Pro Day when it's time.
Anything new and different in terms of how you're going to operate spring football compared to previous years?
Well, spring is going to be a challenge, to be honest with you. With the limited number, right now we only got 6 healthy offensive linemen. Our wideouts, with Brissett, off and on, we're very thin there. We'll do more half-line stuff. We'll do more shorter team periods where we just do a team and substitute accordingly, and not we can't go 1s and 2s right now. So the practice format will be set up a little bit differently, and it's challenging, because in some spots we got a lot of that defensive line. I mean, we feel unbelievable about with some young kids, and we got a lot of depth there, and You know, so now you say, well, we'll take reps away from Mo and Ritten and Darius, guys that have played a lot, and you still got a ton. You know, you'd like to take some snaps off of Tim Coleman or, you know, or Setapani, but you just can't. So we got to be careful how we handle spring and not, you know, just wear them down too much. So it'll be a challenge.
Do you have a first-team quarterback in your mind, or that's to be determined as you go in this afternoon?
To be determined throughout 15 practices.
Besides obviously coming out healthy, you know, what's the kind of that main factor you're focusing on for spring? It's just installation of plays, just seeing that growth out of the guys? I
think it's finding some young guys to play. You know, where are they? You know, we probably, you know, I think the quarterback situation's huge, to be honest with you. Those kids, we're going to chart every throw. You know, we're going to chart every single thing that they do from the minute they step on the field. So that's going to be a huge competition. But you know, there's probably, you know, 5 or 6 guys that you know, probably they'll do spring practice just to keep them sharp. But like Mo, they don't need to. But then there's another, you know, probably 50 kids that we got to get better. And I think these 15 practices will help us do that.